So the question is, what hair oil, heat protectant, and spray wax do you use? Girl, if I had $1 for every time somebody asked me what products I use in my hair, I'm telling you, I'd have a lot of dollars. All right, but I am a hairstylist and I try a lot of products and I definitely have some favorites. So let's talk about my favorite hair products. So kicking it off with hair oil. This is Verb Ghost Oil, and I have a lot of hair oils that I like, but this seems to be the one I gravitate towards the most, and I like it because it's really lightweight. I have very fine hair, so I can't have anything too heavy, but this is gonna tame frizz, it's gonna help with flyaways, and it's also gonna add a ton of shine to your hair without weighing it down. Verb Ghost Oil. The next question is about heat protectant, and if you watch any of my hair tutorials, I generally use one of these two products. This is Kenra Heat Block Spray. This is Paul Mitchell Hot Off the Press. Both of these are fabulous heat protectants to keep your hair from becoming garlic toast. If I'm doing a straight style like this and I'm using my flat iron, then I prefer Paul Mitchell Hot Off the Press. It protects your hair beautifully. It doesn't make it sticky. It doesn't weigh it down. But the key is it dries almost instantly. I get that comment a lot. Like I spray my heat protectant on and then I use my hot tool and everybody's always like, don't you have to wait till your heat protectant dries? And yes, you do. You never want to put hot tools on wet hair. This one just happens to be dry like immediately. It's awesome. But when I'm doing curly styles, like when I'm using a deep waver or a curling iron, then I like Kenra Heat Block. This has a little bit more hold to it. So if you're like many that say, my curls don't stay, my waves don't stay, my question for you is what heat protectant are you using before applying heat? This has some really nice hold to it, so it's gonna help those curls and waves stay in a lot longer than something like this would. This is a little lighter weight. This is a little stickier. I don't want to use this on my straight hair. It's going to feel kind of sticky and I'm not going to be able to run my fingers through it as well. Two of my favorite heat protectants. And then finally, she was asking about spray wax. All right. I use spray wax and a dry texture spray kind of interchangeably depending on the hairstyle. My favorite spray wax is the Redken. All right. I have tried other ones and they just don't work the same. Does this one have a slight smell to it that bothers some people? Yeah, it does. But it goes away. All right, don't let the smell deter you from an amazing spray wax. So what is a spray wax? So like see right now I have all these little like kind of like flyaways. So I'll use a spray wax to tame those. I'll use a spray wax on my ends of my hair to like smooth it out at the very end if I need. But I generally use spray wax on curly styles. Okay, spray wax has a little bit of hold to it and it's gonna add dimension. All right, so it's gonna add texture and dimension to your hair. So if you have a wavy hairstyle, you can spray this in, kind of scrunch it in, and it's gonna help separate your curls to give it a piecier look. Dry texture spray is gonna do similar, but it's different than spray wax in the fact that it has no hold, but it does add texture. This is gonna add texture and dimension. This is gonna add texture and volume. All right, so like for a straight hairstyle, I don't wanna use spray wax, I'll use a dry texture spray. And what this does, if I just spray it in here, you spray it on the ends of your hair, and it's just gonna help boost it up a little bit. Like you can see how much bigger that is. Now over here, whoa, that was in my eyeball. Okay, it gives your hair something to stack on top of, so it's not so soft. Like you can see, okay, I could make this look ridiculous if I wanted to, but it's like a volume in a can. It adds texture. Now, can you run your fingers through it as easily? No, but you shouldn't be running your fingers through your hair anyway, little lady, all right? Our hands are dirty. Like once your hair is styled, try really hard to keep your paws off of it, especially if you struggle with greasy hair. Don't touch your hair. So these are some of my favorite products I use on a regular. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, by the way, so Redken, Kenra, anybody, if you want to holler at your girl. But I am a hairstylist and I try a lot of products, and these are just my favorites that I keep going back to. So some of these you can find on TikTok Shop. The rest of them I do have linked in my Amazon storefront, so you can head over there and see all of the products and hot tools and hair accessories and everything else that I recommend. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a fabulous hair day.